Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to all Israel out there that's tuned in to this read along series. Shabbat Shalom to all of y'all. Most High Yahweh shall bless you all. Hopefully, everybody has been staying in the spirit, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Welcome back to another read along series. Of course, I am the host, Officer Ibsen with Strong Tower Israelite School. Yep, we will have our brother Eldad on with us soon. All right. Once again, we want to say Shabbat Shalom. That means happy Sabbath to the brothers and sisters that are tuned into this read along series on the platforms that we go live on, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. All right. And those platforms on Facebook and YouTube is Strong Tower Israelite School, and also on Twitch at Strong Tower 1212. Make sure y'all are liking and sharing the videos. You know, it helps put us in the algorithm for these videos can go out and reach our people who are on these platforms. So once again, happy Sabbath to everybody. Let's keep the Lord's Sabbath day holy and do what's lawful on the Lord's Sabbath day, you know, forsaking our own pleasures and doing what the Lord wants to do, which is rest on his holy Sabbath day. And also on the Sabbath, we teach classes. You know, some brothers go out and they teach on the streets. You know, definitely just doing good works on the Sabbath day. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's centered around serving the Lord. All right, so let's just be mindful that what we don't do on the Sabbath, we don't buy, we don't sell, we don't cook, we don't clean. All right, these are the things that we don't do on the Sabbath day. We also don't do no type of servile work. All right, so let's make sure we keeping the Lord's Sabbath day lawful. And honoring it. You know, the Lord had made this the Sabbath as a perpetual covenant with the children of Israel. You so-called blacks, quote-unquote African Americans, Hispanics of Negro descent, and Native American Indians, y'all are the true Israelites according to this Bible. The Sabbath is for you. The Lord made this Sabbath for us, a covenant with us, and it represents the Lord's creation. The Lord worked for 6 days and he rested on the seventh day. All right, so the Sabbath is a representation of the Lord creating the world in 6 days and resting on the Sabbath. So that's why the Lord is very strict when it comes to his Sabbath day, and that's why he hallowed that day. Hallowed means he set it apart, he cleansed it, he purified it, he sanctified it. All right, that is a very special day to the Lord. You know, so we have to make sure we honor his day and giving our honor and praise to the Most High. And by simply doing what he have commanded for us to do on this Sabbath day. All praise to the Most High for that. Of course, we always want to give our honor and praise to the Most High for giving us his son, our Lord Yahweh Shai, that died for the remissions of sins of the nation of Israel. Yeah, if you have been tuned in to simply the Hebrew Israelites in general, you know, we don't teach that the Lord died for everybody upon the face of the earth. We don't teach that. We teach according to the scriptures, the Lord died for the remissions and the sins of Israel, his nation, you know, to redeem Israel back to the Most High God. All right. And as many scriptures we can go to prove that, you know, but that's not something that we are trying to make a lesson out of, you know, just, you know, you can easily look up different Israelite camps. We did plenty of videos on who his salvation is for, you know, so you can pretty much catch or, you know, find precepts that prove what we bring out when it comes to salvation and who the Lord died for or who he came for. All right. So with that being said, man, we want to get right back into this read along series. Hopefully, brothers and sisters have been enjoying this read along series in the book of Jeremiah. We're going to continue in Jeremiah chapter 34. All right. So like I always say, man, y'all open y'all Bibles up, get your highlighters out, get your notepads out, because we like to bring out precepts when we do this read along series. All right. So make sure y'all are following along as we continue to read through the book of Jeremiah. And also, once again, make sure y'all like this video and y'all share the read along series, because at the end of the day, this is something that is beneficial for all of us. We can get through these scriptures together and we can study together. All right. So, with that being said, y'all, let's get right back into it. My son just woke up. So, if y'all hear a baby in the background, that is Jude, doing what babies do. All right. So let's continue. All right. Let's get into Jeremiah chapter 34. All right. Open y'all Bibles up. We're going to continue. All right. Jeremiah chapter 34, verse 1. It says, the word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, which when Nebuchadnezzar, king of, let's read that again. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth of his dominion, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and against all the cities thereof, saying, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, go speak to Zedekiah, king of Judah, and tell him, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will give this city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire. And thou shalt not escape out of his hand, but shalt surely be taken and delivered into his hand. And thine eyes shall behold the eyes of the king of Babylon, and he shall speak with thee mouth to mouth, and thou shalt go to Babylon. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah, king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of thee, thou shalt not die by the sword, but thou shalt die in peace, and with the burnings of thy fathers, the former kings which were before thee, so shall they burn odors for thee, and they will lament thee, saying, Our Lord, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet spake all these words unto Zedekiah, king of Judah in Jerusalem. When the king of Babylon's army fought, when the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem and against all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish and against Azekah, for these defense cities remained of the cities of Judah. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, after that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem, to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his man, I think we read this chapter, but we're going to read it again. It says that every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being a Hebrew or a Hebrewess, go free, that none should serve himself of them, to wit, of a Jew his brother. Now when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant heard that everyone should let his manservant and everyone his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them any more, then they obeyed and let them go. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondmen, saying, at the end of 7 years, let ye go every man his brother and Hebrew, which have been sold unto thee, and when he have served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearken not unto me, neither incline their ear. And ye were now turned and had done right. And ye were now turned and had done right in my sight, in proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor. And he had made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant and every man his handmaid, whom he has set at liberty at their pleasure, to return, and brought them into subjection, to be unto you for servants and for handmaids. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, ye have not hearkened unto me in proclaiming liberty, every one to his brother, and every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, saith the Lord, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine, and will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant which they have made before me, when they cut the calf in twain and passed between the parts thereof. The prince of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land, which passed between the parts of the calf. I will even give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life. And their dead bodies shall be meat unto the fowls of the heaven, and to the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah king of Judah and his princes will I give into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which are gone up from you. Behold, I will command, saith the Lord, and cause them to return to this city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without inhabitant. All right, so I think we read this. I think it was kind of far. I think it was ahead of this. Give me a minute. Let me bring the brother Eldad on, and I'm gonna find where we actually were, because I actually think we read this part already. All right, I think we was in the part. Oh, my bad for that. We supposed to start it in chapter 36. I said I knew that was familiar. So we was picking up in Jeremiah chapter 36.
Okay.
We just pretty much reread 35. That's where we stopped at in the last read along series in chapter 35. And we was picking up in chapter 36, this read along series. All right. So I'm gonna start reading chapter 36. All right, that's basically where we're gonna be at for the start of this read along series. There's nothing wrong with that 35 over. All right. If y'all want to go into the precepts that we brought out in chapter 35, just watch the previous read along series and you'll get all the precepts that we brought out when we read that chapter. All right. So let's continue. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 36, verse 1. It says, and it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel and against Judah and against all the nations, from the day I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah even unto this day. Now, the book that we're reading that the Lord spoke to Jeremiah is what we're reading right now. All right, that's what the Lord is telling Jeremiah to do. Take a roll from a book and write everything that I'm telling you. This right here, the book of Jeremiah that we're reading, is everything that the Lord said to Jeremiah. All right, so there's proof that what we're reading in the book of Jeremiah came exactly from the Lord. All right, a lot of brothers and sisters like to say in the world, that a man wrote the scriptures or a man wrote the Bible, or y'all believe in that. They think a regular man wrote it, and it's more so like, now the scripture says that the scriptures came not by private interpretation, but men that was moved by the Holy Spirit. Jeremiah was one of those men that was moved by the Spirit of the Lord to write the words of the Lord. And we got a record of that right now, what we're reading. All right. So we want to highlight verse 2. All right, let's highlight verse 2. All right, verse 3. It says, "It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I purpose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin." Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord, which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book. So we understand that Baruch was the scribe for Jeremiah. He wrote the words of Jeremiah. All right. Just prove that Jeremiah was, I'm sorry, Baruch was around during the time of Jeremiah. That's why we were going to the Apocrypha. He has his own book. All right. So I go to show you that the Apocrypha belongs in the scriptures. It's not its own, set of books, meaning like it was just something that was made up. No, it was a part of the original 1611. It was included in the original Bible. All right. So let's highlight verse 4. And Baruch is a good book to read, man. And Apocrypha too. A lot of information in that also.
Right.
All right. Verse 5. It says, "And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up. I cannot go into the house of the Lord. Therefore, go thou and read in the roll, which thou hast written from my mouth, the words of the Lord in the ears of the people in the Lord's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all Judah that come out of their cities. It may be they will present their supplication before the Lord and will return every one from his evil way. For great is the anger and the fury that the Lord hath pronounced against his people. And Baruch the son of Neriah did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Then read Baruch in the book of the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, the scribe, in the higher court at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people. When Micaiah, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, had heard out of the book all the words of the Lord, then he went down into the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishama, the scribe, and Delaiah, the son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan, the son of Achbor, and Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah, the son of Hananiah, and all the princes. Then Micaiah declared unto them all the words that he had heard, and Baruch read the book in the ears of the people. Therefore, all the princes sent Jehoiada, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Cushi, and unto Baruch, saying, Take in thine hand the roll wherein thou hast read in the ears of the people, and come. So Baruch, the son of Neriah, took the roll in his hand and came unto them. And they said unto him, Sit down now and read it in our ears. So Baruch read it in their ears. Now it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, they were afraid both one and other, and said unto Baruch, We will surely tell the king all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Tell us now, how didst thou write all these words at his mouth? Then Baruch answered them, He pronounced all these words unto me with his mouth, and I wrote them with the ink in the book. Then said the princes unto Baruch, Go, hide thee, thou and Jeremiah, and let no man know where ye be. And they went in to the king into the court, but they laid up the roll in the chamber of Elishama the scribe, and told all the words in the ears of the king. So the king sent Jehoiada to fetch the roll. He took it out of Elishama the scribe's chamber, and Jehoiada read it in the ears of the king and in the ears of all princes which stood beside the king. Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month, and there was a fire on the hearth burning before him. And it came to pass, when Jehoiada had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with the penknife and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid, nor rent their garments, neither the king nor any of his servants that heard all these words. Nevertheless, Elnathan and Deliah and Gemariah had made intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear them. But the king commanded Jeremiel, the son of Hamelech, and Sariah, the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdiel, to take Baruch the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet, but the Lord hid them. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, after that the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Take thee again another roll, and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah hath burned. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim king of Judah, Thus saith the Lord, Thou hast burned this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim king of Judah, He shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out into the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquity. And I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the men of Judah all the evil that I have pronounced against them. But they hearken not. That show you, man, that they did not fear the Lord at all. You know, you get, and that's the thing, man. We got to be careful when we get into like idolatry and stuff like that. That stuff literally turns your heart away from fearing the Lord, because that's what the kingdom was into. They was into idolatry, so they didn't fear the Most High God. They didn't fear their God. They more so had more respect and fear towards the idols that they set up, to the point that Jeremiah was bringing them the words through Baruch to read before them. Some of them feared, but the actual one who was ruling over the southern kingdom, man, he threw it in the fire. That showed that he didn't care about the words of the Lord. Verse 32, it says, Then took Jeremiah another roll and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim king of Judah had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many like words. All right, so we want to highlight verse 32 because it gives the occupation of Baruch. He was the scribe for Jeremiah. All right, so let's highlight that.
All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 37, and verse 1. But King Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, reigned instead of Coniah, the son of Joachim, whom Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, made king of the land of Judah. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land did hearken unto the words of the Lord, which he spake by the prophet Jeremiah. Zedekiah the king sent Jehuko the son of Shelemiah and Zephaniah the son of Maaseiah, the priest, to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Pray now unto the Lord our God for us. Now Jeremiah came in and went out among the people, for they had not put him into prison. Then Pharaoh's army was come forth out of Egypt, and when the Chaldeans that besieged Jerusalem heard tidings of them, they departed from Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord unto the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, thus saith ye shall thus shall ye to the king of Judah that sent you unto me to inquire of me. Behold, Pharaoh's army, which is come forth to help you, shall return to Egypt into their own land. And the Chaldeans shall come again and fight against this city and take it and burn it with fire. Thus saith the Lord, deceive not yourselves, saying, the Chaldeans shall surely depart from us, for they shall not depart. For though ye had smitten the whole army of Chaldeans that fight against you, and there remained but wounded men among them, yet soon they rise up every man in his tent and burn the city with fire. And it came to pass that when the army of the Chaldeans was broke up from Jerusalem for fear of Pharaoh's army, then Jeremiah went forth out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to separate himself thence in the midst of the people. And when he was in the gate of Benjamin, a captain of the ward was there, whose name was Arijah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Hananiah. And they took Jeremiah the prophet, saying, Thou fallest away to the Chaldeans. Then said Jeremiah, It is false. I fall not away to the Chaldeans, but hearken not to him. So that Arijah took Jeremiah and brought him to the princes. Therefore the princes were wroth with Jeremiah and smote him and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison. And Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon and into the cabins, and Jeremiah had remained there many days. Then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out, and the king asked him secretly in the house and said, Is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said this, For thus said he, Thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, What have I offended against thee, or against thy servants, or against thy people, that ye have put me in prison? Where are now your prophets, which prophesied unto you, saying, The king of Babylon shall not come against you, nor shall this land? Therefore, hear now, I pray thee, O my Lord and King, let my supplication, I pray thee, be accepted before thee, that thou can make me a return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah into the court of the prison, and that they should give him a daily piece of bread out of the baker's street, until all the bread in the city were spent. Thus Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 38, verse 1. It says, Then Shephatiah, the son of Matan, and Gedaliah, the son of Pashur, and Jekal, the son of Shelemiah, and Pashur, the son of Malchiah, heard the words that Jeremiah had spoken unto all the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, He that remain in this city shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he that goeth forth to the Chaldeans shall live, for he shall have his life for a prey, and shall live. Thus saith the Lord, This city shall surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it. Therefore the princes said unto the king, We beseech thee, let this man be put to death, for thus he weakeneth the hands of the men of war that remain in this city, and the hands of all the people, and speaking such words unto them. For this man seeketh not the welfare of this people, but the hurt. And that's very important to understand. That's how a lot of our people will look at us. If our people are so comfortable with dwelling in a place where it's prosperity or think it's going to prosper forever, they'll look at us as their enemies if we tell them that this place is going to be destroyed when the Lord returns. So they was looking at Jeremiah as their enemy because Jeremiah was speaking of their destruction, but they was all more so focused on, what we gonna take down the king of Babylon. He's not gonna take the city. So understand, man, that your own people can be your enemy.
Right.
All right. So we want to highlight verse 4. They wanted to put, that sound familiar? They wanted to put Jeremiah to death, the same as that way they put the Lord to death. All right. All right, verse 5. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 38, verse 5. It says, Then Zedekiah the king said, Behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah the son of Hamelech, that was in the court of the prison. And they let down Jeremiah with cords, and in the dungeon there was no water but mire. So Jeremiah sunk in the mire. Now when Ebed-Melech, the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs which was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Ebed-Melech went forth out of the king's house and spake to the king, saying, My lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast into the dungeon, and he is like to die for hunger in the place where he is, for there is no more bread in the city. Then the king commanded Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, saying, Take from hence 30 men with thee, take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he die. So Ebed-Melech took the men with him and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took thence old cast clouts, and old riding rags, and let them down by cords into the dungeon to Jeremiah. And Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian said unto Jeremiah, Put now these old cast clouts and riding rags under thine armholes under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. Let's show you. It was an Ethiopian that was helping Jeremiah, showing you that if you serve the Lord, man, the Lord, a lot, that scripture goes to, even he'll make your enemies to be at peace with you, the other nations, because the Ethiopian, he really didn't have nothing to do. That's not his people, but the Lord allowed him to help Jeremiah out of that situation. So there's just a reminder, man, we can't always be out here just, how can I say this without brothers getting their feelings? It's not, we ain't teaching the truth to go out here and just hate all the heathen. That's not what we do. The scripture says if it be possible to live at peace with all men, because the heathen can work on our behalf, so we don't teach a doctrine of hate. We don't do that. At the end of the day, we live peacefully. Now we do still speak, thus saith the Lord, according to the scriptures. Just because we're not teaching y'all to go hate the heathen doesn't mean that they're not going to go into slavery when the Lord returns. All right, there's no difference in that. We just simply saying we ain't telling y'all to go out there and beat up the heathen, kill the heathen, spit in the heathen, spit in their face, slap them. We ain't telling y'all to do that.
Not at all.
All right. So verse 12 again, it says, And Abimelech the Ethiopian said unto Jeremiah, Put now these old cast clouts and riding rags under thine armholes under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. So they drew up Jeremiah with cords and took him up out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Then Zedekiah the king sent and took Jeremiah the prophet unto him into the third entry, that is in the house of the Lord. And the king said unto Jeremiah, I will ask thee a thing, hide nothing from me. Then Jeremiah said unto Zedekiah, if I declare it unto you, wilt thou not surely put me to death? And if I give thee counsel, wilt thou not hearken unto me? So Zedekiah the king sware secretly unto Jeremiah, saying, as the Lord live, that made us this soul, I will not put thee to death, neither will I give thee into the hand of these men that seek thy life. Then said Jeremiah unto Zedekiah, thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, if thou wilt assuredly go forth unto the king of Babylon's princes, then thy soul shall live, and this city shall not be burned with fire, and thou shalt live in thine house. But if thou wilt not go forth to the king of Babylon's princes, then shall this city be given into the hand of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand. And Zedekiah the king said unto Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Jews that are fallen to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hand, and they mock me. But Jeremiah said, they shall not deliver thee. Obey, I beseech thee, the voice of the Lord, which I speak unto thee. So it shall be well unto thee, and thy soul shall live. But if thou refuse to go forth, this is the word that the Lord hath showed me. And behold, all the women that are left in the king of Judah's house shall be brought forth to the king of Babylon's princes. And those women shall say, thy friends have set thee on, and have prevailed against thee. Thy feet are sunk in thy mire, and they are turned away back. So they shall bring out all thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand, but shalt be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon. All right, give me a minute. Some stuff popping up. Let's get that off. All right. Verse 23. It says, so they shall bring out all thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand. I don't know why this keeps popping up. What's going on? My bad, y'all. I have a little issue with my computer. All right. But it shall be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and thou shalt cause this city to be burned with fire. Verse 24. Then said Zedekiah unto Jeremiah, let no man know of these words, and thou shalt not die. But if the princes hear that I have talked with thee, and they come unto thee, and say unto thee, declare unto us now what thou hast said unto the king. Hide it not from us, and we will not put thee to death. Also what the king said unto thee. Then thou shalt say unto them, I presented my supplication before the king, that he would not cause me to return to Jonathan's house, to die there. Then came all the princes unto Jeremiah and asked him, and he told them according to all these words that the king had commanded. So they left off speaking with him, for the matter was not perceived. So Jeremiah abode in the court of the prison until the day that Jerusalem was taken. And he was there when Jerusalem was taken. All right. So Jeremiah went through all types of trials and tribulations, man.
Exactly. All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 39 and verse 1. In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. And in the 11th day of Zedekiah, in the 4th month. Say it again.
You said in 11 days, said in 11th year.
Oh, my apologies.
No,
and in the 11th year of Zedekiah, 4th month, and the 9th day of the month, the city was broken, and all the princes of the king of Babylon came in and sat in the middle gate. Even Nergal Sharezer, Samgarnebo, Sarsechim, Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, Ramag, with all the residue of the princes of the king of Babylon. And it came to pass that when Zedekiah, the king of Judah, saw that all the men of war saw them and all the men of war, then they fled and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the king's garden, by the gate betwixt the two walls. And he went out the way of the plain. But the Chaldeans' army pursued after them and overtook Zedekiah in the plain of Jericho. And when they had taken him, they brought him up to Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh, it's Nebuchadnezzar, just in a different wording.
Yeah, it's the same. It's just spelling it different, but it's the same person.
Okay. King of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment unto him. Then the king of Babylon slew the son of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes, and the king of Babylon slew all the nobles of Judah. Moreover, he put out Zedekiah's eyes and bound him with chains to carry him to Babylon. And the Chaldeans burned the king's house and the houses of the people with fire, and break down the walls of Jerusalem. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the captain,
Nebuzaradan,
the captain of the guard, carried away captive into Babylon the remnant of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away, that fell to him with the rest of the people that remained. And Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left of the poor of the people which had nothing, and in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. Now Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave charge concerning Jeremiah and Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, saying, take him and look well to him, and do him no harm, but do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. And Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, sent for Nebuchadnezzar, Rabsaris, and Nergal-Sharezer, Ramag, and all the king of Babylon's princes. Even they sent and took Jeremiah out of the court of the prison, and committed him unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, that they should carry him home. So he dwelt among the people. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah while he was shut up in the court of the prison, saying, go and speak to Ebed-melech, the Ethiopian, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring my word upon this city for evil, and not for good, and they shall be accomplished in that day before thee. Verse 17, but I will deliver thee in that day, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not be given unto the hand of the men of whom thou art afraid. For I will surely deliver thee, let me read that again. For I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, but life shall be for a prey unto thee, because thou hast put thy trust in me, saith the Lord.
See, that's brothers and sisters, our eyes just lit up then. The Lord pretty much delivered that Ethiopian. Yeah, the Lord also delivered Rahab, the harlot, out of her situation too. The Lord can deliver anybody he wants to. You look out for the Lord's people. The Lord is going to bless you. That's just how it works. That don't mean that now he got salvation, the same salvation, the same heathen got the same salvation when the Lord returned. That don't mean that. The Lord just preparing him and blessing him for helping out Jeremiah. The same way he helped Rahab the harlot when she helped the servants of the Lord by letting them down. You know, so that's all that is. You know, so we gotta read these scriptures and understand what's going on now. All right. So, all right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 40, verse 1. It says, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, after that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go from Ramah when he had. Now, I also want to bring something out before we continue. That was in chapter 39, and it's verse 10, 11, and 12. It says, but Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left of the poor of the people, which had nothing in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. That's how you know the Lord was controlling this king and his captains, because the Lord always looks out for the poor that don't have nothing. So he left them in the land of Judah. And also it says, and now Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave charge concerning Jeremiah to Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, saying, take him and look well to him, and do him no harm, but do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. So he giving his captain charge to do whatever Jeremiah tells him to do concerning him. That's how you know the Lord had control over all these kings.
Right.
You know? So we have to keep that in mind, man. The Lord can control all these other nations to work on our behalf. You know, that's why when these nations be coming up against us, and you know, the Lord is prophesying that these nations are going to come against us, y'all better yield, because you're not finna, because that's just like you fighting against the power of the Lord. You fight against the Lord himself.
Right.
All right. The Lord used these other nations as weapons to keep us in line. You know, but when we in order, they all are submissive unto us. But when we go against the Lord is going to use these nations to destroy us. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let's continue. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 40, verse 1. It says, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord after that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go from Ramah when he had taken him being bound in chains among all that were carried away captive of Jerusalem and Judah, which were carried away captive unto Babylon. And the captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said unto him, the Lord thy God hath pronounced this evil upon this place. So he acknowledged that this is coming from your God. He didn't say the Lord my God. He said the Lord your God, Jeremiah, has pronounced evil upon this place. So they knew who our God was, because they was employed by our God to bring judgment upon our homeland. Verse 2, it says, and the captain of the guard took Jeremiah and said unto him, the Lord thy God hath pronounced this evil upon this place. Now the Lord hath brought it and done according as he hath said, because ye have sinned against the Lord and have not obeyed his voice. Therefore this thing is come upon you. And now, behold, I loose thee this day from the chains which were upon thine hand. If it seem good unto thee to come with me into Babylon, come, and I will look well unto thee. But if it seem ill unto thee to come with me into Babylon, forbear. Behold, all the land is before thee. Whether it seemeth good and convenient for thee to go, thither go. Now, while he was not yet gone back, he said, go back also to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon hath made governor over the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people, and go wheresoever it seemeth convenient unto thee to go. So the captain of the guard gave him victuals and a reward, and let him go. Then went Jeremiah unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, to Mizpah, and dwelt with him among the people that were left in the land. Now, when all the captains of the forces which were in the fields, even they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, governor in the land, and had committed unto him men and women and children of the poor of the land, of them that were not carried away captive to Babylon, then they came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, even Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, And Johanan and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, and Sariah, the son of Tanhumeth, and the sons of Ephi, the Netophathite, and Jezaniah, the son of a Maakathite, they and their men. And Gedaliah the son of Ahiakim, the son of Shaphan, swear unto them and to their men, saying, Fear not to serve the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, behold, I will dwell at Mizpah to serve the Chaldeans, which will come unto us. But ye gather ye wine and summer fruits and oil, and put them in your vessels, and dwell in your cities that ye have taken. Likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab, likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab and among the Ammonites and in Edom, and that were in all the countries, heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah, and that he had set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahiakim, the son of Shaphan, even all the Jews returned out of all places whither they were driven, and came to the land of Judah to Gedaliah unto Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruits very much. That show you that we were scattered everywhere during that time too. We was in Edom, we was in Ammon, we was in Moab,
Right.
you know. So we want to highlight that. That is not a new thing of us being scattered. Every time we was judged, the Lord always scattered us among the nations, or we fled amongst these nations when judgment came. All right. So we want to highlight verse 11 and 12. All right. All right. Verse 13. It says, moreover, Yohanan, the son of Korea, and all the captains of the forces that were in the fields came to Gedaliah to Mizpah and said unto him, Doest thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, have sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to slay thee? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahiakim, believed them not. Then Johanan, the son of Korea, spake to Gedaliah in Mizpah secretly, saying, Let me go, I pray thee, and I will slay Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and no man shall know it. Wherefore should he slay thee, that all the Jews which are gathered unto thee should be scattered, and the remnant in Judah perish? But Gedaliah the son of Ahiakim said unto Johanan, the son of Korea, Thou shalt not do this thing, for thou speakest falsely of Ishmael. All right. All right. Yeah, that last chapter is on you.
All right. Chapter 40, right?
41.
41, I'm sorry. 41. And it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, son of Nathaniel, how do you say that?
Nethaniah.
Nethaniah, all right, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, the princes of the king, every 10 men with even 10 men with him, came unto Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, and Mizpah, and there they did eat bread together in Mizpah. And arose Ishmael, the son of Nathaniel. How do you say that again?
Nethaniah.
Nethaniah, and the 10 men that were with him, and smote Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, and the son of Shaphan, with the sword, and slew him, whom the king of Babylon had made governor over the land. Ishmael also slew all the Jews that were with him, even with Gedaliah at Mizpah, and the Chaldeans that were found there, and the men of war. And it came to pass the 2nd day after he had slain Gedaliah, and no man knew it. that there came certain from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, even fourscore men, having their beards shaven and their clothes rent, and having cut themselves, and with offerings and an incense in their hand, to bring them to the house of the Lord. And Ishmael, the son of uh, Nethaniah, went forth from Mizpah to meet them, weeping all along as he went. And it came to pass, as he met them, he said unto them, come to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam. And it was so, when they came into the midst of the city, that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, slew them and cast them into the midst of the pit, he and the men that were with him. But 10 men were found among them, and said unto Ishmael, slay us not, for we have treasures in the city of wheat and barley and oil and of honey. So he forbare and slew them not among their brethren. Now the pit wherein Ishmael had cast all the dead bodies of the men whom he had slain because of Gedaliah, was it which Asa the king had made for fear of Baasha, king of Israel, and Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, filled it with them that were slain. Then Ishmael carried away captive all the residue of the people that were in Mizpah, even the king's daughter, and all the people that remained in Mizpah, whom Nebuzaradan, the king, the captain of the guard, had committed to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, and Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, carried them away captive and departed to go over to the Ammonites. But when Johanan, the son of Koriah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him heard all the evil that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, had done, then they took all the men and went to fight with Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and found him by the great waters that are in Gibeon. Now it came to pass that when all the people which were with Ishmael saw Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, then they were glad. So all the people that Ishmael had carried away captive from Mizpah cast about and returned and went into Johanan, the son of Kareah. And Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, escaped from Johanan with 8 men and went to the Ammonites. Then took Johanan, the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, all the remnant of the people whom he had recovered from Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, from Mizpah. After that he had slain Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, even mighty men of war, and the women, and the children, and the eunuchs, who he had brought again from Gibeon. And they departed and dwelt in the habitation of Chimham, which is by Bethlehem, to go enter into Egypt, because the Chaldeans, for they were afraid of them, because Ishmael, and the son of Nethaniah, had slain Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon had made governor in the land.
All right, so we saw in chapter 41 that pretty much the throne was up for grabs. That's what Ishmael had tried to seize from Gedaliah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Gedaliah. He didn't like that the king of Babylon made Gedaliah the governor over the land. So he tried to seize power from Gedaliah. He ended up killing him. All right, so that's you. Those are things that are expected to happen, man. When you have a fallen nation, a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy. People seeking up. Yep. See, people seeking positions of power because they see a weakness. So these are things, and when you keep continue to read this history, man, you're going to come to the realization, man, of how wicked our people really is. We are a wicked nation. You know, we are a wicked nation. You just have to be honest. And we see that still to this day. We still
Right.
dealing with a nation that's still stiff-necked, rebellious, don't want to do what the Lord say. And the
Hmm.
Lord ultimately is going to move them out the way like he always do. But this
Con.
time it's going to be permanent. The Lord says that he's going to make new heavens and a new earth. So if you don't get it right this time, man, listen, it's over with for you. The Lord is not going to be dealing with you at all. You're going to be separated eternally, all right, from the Lord. All right, so it's very important, man, as we continue our journey throughout this read along series that we examine how we were as a nation of people and be honest, to understand that we have to change as a nation. We have
Mhm.
to pretty much adopt the spirit of brotherly love, sisterly love, because if we don't, we're gonna continue to repeat these same patterns that our foremothers and forefathers had, which is idolatry, rebelliousness, stiff neckedness, all these things that was our downfall in time past. All
Right.
right. So you got anything you want to say on that?
No, definitely great history, man. Also, you should be more rooted in the Apocrypha and being able to debate it and defend it because we
Right.
can, show Baruch in there, writing for Jeremiah was his scribe, and
Right.
correlate that directly with, in Baruch. So definitely, man, these scriptures are unbroken and yeah, faith, man.
Right.
Endure. Happy Sabbath.
Right. Right. Definitely what you said about Baruch, man. As we continue to read these scriptures, these are things that a lot of brothers and sisters may not pick up on because if you're not doing your due diligence and reading these scriptures for yourself or being taught by brothers or leaders that are sincere about you growing and understanding the scriptures, you'll miss certain stuff like that can be easily debatable by trying to validate the validity of the Apocrypha. Baruch is already in the scriptures. You just got to put it together with what's already is in the Apocrypha. He already got a book in the Apocrypha. So there you go. All right. So these are things that we tend to like to highlight as we continue throughout this read along series. We got a lot more precepts that's coming, as we continue our journey through the book of Jeremiah. Y'all just stay tuned. All
Right.
right. So with that, Lord willing, this Sunday at 3:30 p.m., Lord willing, we'll pick back up in Jeremiah chapter 42. We're going to put the little ribbon right there so I won't get mixed up. Chapter 42 in Jeremiah, Lord willing, Sunday 3:30. Make sure y'all tune into that. Make sure y'all once again like and share this video so more brothers and sisters can tune in to this read along series and learn. All right. And with that being said, y'all, Shabbat Shalom. Happy Sabbath. Keep the Lord's Sabbath day holy. We'll see y'all next time. Shalom.
Shalom.